Yo, you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another T&I quick review. So I happened to see this figure was in stock on GameStop's website the other day, and I decided, what the hell, I'll go on and order it. I had not pre-ordered this wave, any of the figures in this wave up until that point, but because it was showing as in stock, I said, I'll go for it and see if they actually ship it. In fact, they did. It arrived 2 days later, and here it is now, and so I thought I would take a quick look at it for you guys. Now, this is the only figure that I really wanted in this wave, though I am debating to get the other figures just for the Build-A-Figure. That's really the only other figure that I kind of want, the Bonebreaker figure. And as far as being in stock, I believe the only other figure in this wave that was in stock on GameStop was the Wolverine figure, which I did not want, so I did not order that one. I'm guessing they're ordering solid cases of these figures, and they just happen to get their case of Siryn in figures before any of the others. Now, the figure comes in the same packaging that we see with all the Marvel Legend figures. You've got the Marvel Legend logo up at the top. You've got the Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure logo there at the very top. You've got the X-Men logo and the name of the character down below. The figure's clearly displayed. You've got some nice artwork. It's the same on both sides. And then on the back of the packaging, you've got the additional artwork, a brief bio in multiple languages, and then down below a look at all the figures in the wave that you need to get in order to complete the Bonebreaker. All right. Let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other content. So first of all, as far as accessories go, the main thing is you get one of the tread pieces for the Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure. Just to note here that the wheels do not move on these. The treads are a rubber material and they are separate from the wheels, but they do not move at all, so you can't actually have this, when you have it complete, he's not going to be able to roll. You'll just have to kind of pretend. I believe the Hasbro guys told us that when they first showed off this figure, but I just kind of wanted to confirm that for you. So, and then the only other accessory that comes with this figure is an extra pair of hands. You get a pair of open grip hands with the yellow gloves. The hands that are attached to the figure when you first take it out of the packaging are closed-fisted. Okay, now for the figure itself, starting with the head sculpt. So the head sculpt, to me, it's not bad, but I think this head sculpt, I think this particular facial expression would have been better with hair that is more just kind of flat. The hair is sculpted so it looks like it's kind of blowing in the wind, like when it might be when she's flying. So, but I also, with the flying head sculpt, I feel like an open mouth where, it looks like she's using her sonic abilities would have been nice. So I feel like they should have given us an alternate head with an open mouth so it looks like she's screaming with the hair flowing, and then given us this head sculpt with this facial expression, and hair that's more just kind of flat down so it doesn't look like it's blowing in the wind. Because when you just have her kind of standing there, I do feel like the way the hair is sculpted, the head looks a little funny. And then, of course, when you're trying to get her in like a flying attack position, with the just straight up expression with no open mouth, it looks kind of funny as well. So it's not that the head sculpt looks bad. And in fact, the paint applications are really nice on it. You've got the red hair. You don't really have a wash. You've got the red eyebrows that match the hair nicely. You've got the green eyes, and then you've got the red lipstick, good skin tone. So it's not that the head sculpt looks bad to me. I just feel like this figure really would have worked better if they'd given us a second alternate head. Now, as for the rest of the figure, as far as paint applications go, it's pretty basic. You've got yellow, green, and then you have some black there on the X symbol, and that's pretty much it. But I will say, I found a lot of times in the past with Marvel Legend figures that have a lot of yellow on them, you get a lot of bleeding through of, the darker colors. But on this one, I've not really found that to be a problem. So I think, they've done a pretty good job. It's nice and clean, no serious paint blemishes. I do have a little bit of, looks like maybe a little scratch on the striping on her butt, but nothing too major there. So again, very basic, but overall solid. I do like, it's a nice bright yellow, so it does pop nicely. So, I think they did a pretty good job with the overall paint applications. And she's got the gloves, the yellow gloves with these extra pieces that are, they're separate from the gloves. And then she's got the boots with the fold down. And finally on this figure, she has her cape wing type thing. I don't know what you call this, but, both her and Banshee have these. And this is done with, feels like a fairly sturdy material. Kind of feels a little bit like paper. I'm not sure what this is actually made of. A vinyl, soft vinyl type, I don't know, something. But it seems pretty durable, so I don't think you have to worry about it ripping. Now this it fits around. You basically take the hands out and you put there's a little hole in the material and you stick the peg of the hand through to secure it in place. So you don't want to pull on this too much, I would say, because you might rip it if you pulled on it too much and too hard. Also, just a note on the figure, I don't know what female body this is. It is one of the newer ones, but you can see there's two holes on the back. So obviously either this has been used or will be used on a future figure, but I'm not sure which one. It does have the pinless technology, so pinless elbows as well as pinless knees. So again, it is one of the newer female bodies that Hasbro's been doing. Now, besides here at the hands, the cape piece also attaches around the elbow or shoulder area. So at first I thought maybe the material had just gotten stuck in here, but no, it looks like it goes all the way around the arm. So I don't think you could really easily remove this piece if you wanted to, and you definitely don't want to pull too much here because again, you might rip it. So just be careful there. But you can get it in fairly, I was a little worried that, this cape thing was going to kind of just stick out and look really bad. And you do have to kind of play with it, but you can kind of like scooch it behind her shoulders here and then, turn it here at the wrist so it's more behind her so it doesn't look as open. It will stick out, here in the back, but overall, you can get her in some, pretty good poses without this looking too odd. Kind of unlike the Banshee figure they did years ago, this one, they seem to have done a better job in regards to that. Now, just a note here, as I said, you can take off the hands and then you've got just a little hole here. So when you're putting on the alternate hand, you want to just make sure you get the peg through there and then plug it in like that. And then here's like a look at it with it fully extended. You have the white, or not white, but yellow and green striping on this side, and you can see the striping on this side. Also, just to note, they did not paint the joints here on her shoulder, so you do get that yellow kind of sticking out there in the armpit. Okay, so this figure stands right about, well, if you count to the very top of her hair, that little piece that sticks out, it's almost at 6.5 inches tall, but I would really put it more at 6.25 inches tall, not counting that hair piece. Now, for your first comparison, here's a look at that old Banshee figure, which really is in desperate need of an update. I know a lot of people were kind of disappointed we got Siryn before we got an updated Banshee, but I'm sure Hasbro will get around to giving us an updated Banshee at some point. And again, this was definitely one of Hasbro's worst attempts at an early Marvel Legend figure back in the day. And then also here real quick is a family portrait of the Cassidys. We've got Black Tom Cassidy, Sean Cassidy, and now we have Teresa Cassidy, aka Siryn. And here's a comparison with some X-Force team members, Boom Boom and Cable. And for one more, here's a comparison with Deadpool. Okay, so for articulation, you can turn the head all the way around, no problem there. She can only look down about that much. Not too bad, but she really can't look up at all because of the way the hair is sculpted. So, that does limit some of the flight poses and such. But, you get what you get. And then she can pivot her head to the left and the right. With the arms, you can get the arms out good. You've got good rotation, though. I guess you can't keep rotating too much, or the cape piece will probably get wrapped up. But you can rotate the arms. You get the bicep swivel. You get, again, the pinless technology. You do get a double hinged elbow with this one, so she does have good bending there. You've got rotation with the hands. You've got the hinges, so up and down movement. She has a midsection joint, not an ab crunch, but you do get the midsection, so she can rotate, she can pivot. She really can't crunch forward, and she can look back that much. So, that helps a little bit with the flight poses. She does not have any waist articulation, and then with the legs, she can do the splits that much. She can get her leg forward good, and she can do her leg back pretty good. She has the thigh swivel. Again, pinless technology with the knees. She has double hinged knees, so she can bend her knee that well. And then with the boots, you have the hinges, so up and down movement. And you do get ankle pivot, of course, and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, not a bad figure. The only thing I feel like would have made this figure perfect if we'd gotten two head sculpts, one with the more normal face and more normal looking hair, and then one with the flowy hair like this one, and then open mouth so you could mimic her abilities. If we'd gotten that, I think this would have been a perfect figure, but still it's not too bad. I got it so I could add it to my X-Force team, and I think she does look good with them. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this one. So this figure is part of the Bonebreaker wave, which is kind of sort of seeing release, at least part of it at GameStop. I don't know when other places like our sponsors Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth will get them in, but probably much sooner than their initial release dates, which I can't remember if this one had a 2023 release date or not. But again, has at least started to see some limited release. I'll have an image gallery up at Marvelous News for the figure if you want to check that out. I'll have a link in the video description below. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Stay safe out there, guys, and until next time, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.